In this video, I'm going to dive deep into the first ever deal that my company Urban Shared did. We're going to talk the good, the bad and the ugly. I'm going to unpeel the deal like an onion. Don't go anywhere. Firstly, thank you very much if you're a recent subscriber. I really do appreciate it. And if you aren't yet, please take 1 second to subscribe and like this video. Liking videos makes all the difference to the YouTube algorithm and means my videos can be seen by more people, which is one step closer to YouTube's stardom. For those of you that don't know anything about Urban Shared, we are a co-living business based in southwest London. Co-living is still a relatively new term, but it essentially means we create shared homes for London's young professional renters. Our customers rent a room, and included in that room are all the bills, making it really easy for the customer. Co-living is about thinking differently toward the traditional tenant and considering things like customer experience and community. These are terms I use a lot when talking about Urban Shared. You know, it's a company I'm super proud and passionate to have created. But this video isn't about Urban Shared. I will do a video explaining more at some point, but for this video I want to keep the focus on the deal. The deals that my property company do are known in the UK as rent-to-rent deals. In other markets around the world they may be known as asset-light deals, but they are simply deals where we rent a property from a landlord and then re-rent the property to our customers on a room-by-room basis. This is not a legal subletting, as some people think. In fact, this is a business model that has been used in corporate real estate for decades, from hotel chains to bars and restaurants and even WeWork. It is a very normal way of controlling an asset and then operating that asset according to your business model. It's a great strategy for a number of reasons. One, you can enter the property market without having to buy properties, which means you can grow a business quickly as you need less money. Two, you don't need to worry about mortgage eligibility, stamp duty or deposits. Three, your risk exposure on the deal is significantly less than if you'd purchased the property. Typical deals last 3 to 5 years and can include break clauses, which means if they aren't working, you have an exit strategy. And four, for a co-living operator like ourselves, we've been able to test new markets in London without having to buy or invest huge sums of money. I'm happy to jump further into rent-to-rent if that's a subject that people are interested in. However, let's get into the deal. So our first ever rent-to-rent deal was done through an estate agent and was a period property in Clapham. We signed the deal in mid-February 2017. At the time, it's fair to say I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I did, however, have a very clear vision and understanding of what I was trying to achieve long term, and so was able to convince the estate agent that we were a credible organisation and that they should rent the property to my company. The property was a 2-storey Victorian home with a basic loft conversion. It had 4 bedrooms, 2 reception rooms and 2 bathrooms. I was convinced that I'd struck gold. Let me show you the deal analysis that I did at the time. The rent to the landlord was £3,450 per month and the deal term was 3 years. We planned on using one of the reception rooms downstairs as a bedroom, and I estimated that if we could get top rents we could make around £5,542 per month, which is just over £66,000 per year, and with running costs at around £601 per month or £7,200 per year, the deal would make approximately £1,491 per month, which is just over £16,500 per year when taken into account voids. Except in year 1, where we would be making around £6,500 after spending £10,166 on setup costs. This felt like a really good deal to me, And as you can see, I really spent a long time coming up with a solid and repeatable analysis methodology. Here are the high-level numbers on that deal. So, rental income years 1, 2 and 3 was 66,504. Rent to landlord per year was 41,400. In year 1 there would be a startup expense of 10,166. Utilities and voids were 8,532 per year, leaving a profit in year 1 of 6,406, and then in years 2 and 3 the profit would be £16,572. So profit over the life of the deal would be 39,550 against an investment of 10,166. An ROI of 289%. Sounds awesome, right? So, what went wrong? Well, let's take a look at the actuals. In year 1, we lost £10,317, which was painful. In year 2, however, we improved and made £7,403, and in year 3 we made £9,355. So we actually made over the life of the deal an ROI of 63%, which isn't bad. For example, if we'd invested that money in a fixed rate bond that yielded at 4%, the lifetime ROI would have been 12.5%. So when comparing to a standard fixed rate investment, it was awesome. But with a standard fixed rate investment, you don't have to worry about anything. It really is passive and very low risk. However, with a property deal, you have to worry about tenants, utility providers, property maintenance, neighbours, voids, rent arrears, rodents, complaints. You know, the list is endless. You could, of course, outsource all that to a managing agent, but that's not my business model. And personally, I don't know of any agents that manage or operate shared houses in the way my company does. So that was really off the table. So let's jump back into those numbers and dig deeper. The first and biggest mistake I made was in forecasting that we would be able to command top rents. I'd looked at the market and wanted to be competing with the companies at the top end. But the reality was our product wasn't even close to being good enough. The property was tired, the carpets were absolutely horrendous, and the layout was average. But I'd confused my aspiration with the reality and convinced myself that we could get top rents simply because I stubbornly believed that we could. The second, and also pretty large mistake, was in not agreeing a rent-free period with the landlord to allow us to get the property ready for rental. At £3,450 per month in rent to the landlord with no income, I was effectively losing nearly £10,000 per month for close to 2 months. And on a deal like this, that is almost impossible to recover from. To make matters worse, we actually signed our second deal on almost the same day as this one. So I had this problem on 2 properties. I didn't sleep very well during this period. Our third mistake was in underestimating the cost of running the properties. This is a mistake that I see almost everyone make. We made little provision for maintenance and underestimated the cost of utilities. It is definitely one of the more challenging aspects of running a property business that offers all-inclusive rents. And we now do have some tactics and strategies to address this, which I can share in later videos. Our fourth mistake was in agreeing to pay a 6-week deposit, which we did get back at the end of the deal, but it impacted cash flow at the start and was a cost that we didn't need to incur. But what I learnt from this deal was invaluable. A friend once said, "You pay to learn," and he was absolutely right, because we didn't make any of these mistakes ever again, which subsequently has made the company thousands of pounds. I also learnt exactly what it took to set up and run a co-living property. From dealing with housemate problems, which included a housemate being arrested, to understand the importance of developing deep relationships with landlords. We learnt all about the pros and cons of financing furniture. We learnt how to stage and market a property for rent and so much more. I developed relationships with agents and specialist financing houses during and because of this deal that we still deal with. In fact, we've done over 5 deals with this agent and have a credit facility of £50,000 with a company we were introduced to by a broker as a result of this deal. Some of you might be wondering why we didn't ask the landlord to extend the deal. After all, by year 3 we were making decent money on this property, and we absolutely would have done, and I'm sure they would have been delighted, but unfortunately they were looking to sell the property, which they did very soon after we handed it back. It sold for over the asking price of 1.25 million. So that was a deep dive into our first ever deal. I hope you found it useful. Please do comment below if you want me to explain anything further or if you think I missed something that might be useful. I will be doing similar videos on subsequent deals and jumping deep into the numbers, which I think is a super important way of really understanding. I'm planning on being completely transparent in all the videos that I create. And if you've got this far and you haven't yet liked or subscribed, then what the hell is going on? Please, for the sake of my sanity, subscribe and hit the like button on this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.